Welcome back to the coin world, where old coins come alive with stories and value. Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating and lesser-known treasure, the 1932 Liberty Wheat Penny. While it might look like just another coin from the wheat cent series, the 1932 edition is incredibly unique in history, design, and rarity. Collectors around the world cherish this penny not just for its age, but for what it represents in American history. So sit back and join me as we travel back to the early 1930s, an era of economic hardship, political change, and numismatic wonder. Let's uncover the amazing detail of the 1932 Liberty Wheat Penny. The 1932 Liberty Wheat Penny was minted during the darkest period of the Great Depression. It was a year of great financial uncertainty in the United States. Millions of Americans were unemployed, banks were failing, and yet, in the midst of this chaos, the U.S. Mint continued to produce small, essential currency like the humble 1-cent coin. This coin features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, an enduring symbol of unity and freedom during trying times. The reverse, commonly called the wheat reverse, features two stalks of durum wheat. This design by Victor David Brenner emphasizes agricultural prosperity and growth. The wheat design had been in place since 1909, and by 1932, it had become a powerful symbol of strength and nourishment during lean times. The Philadelphia Mint was the only facility to strike pennies in 1932, resulting in a low mintage compared to other years, with fewer than 10 million coins minted. The 1932 wheat penny became an instant candidate for rarity, particularly in high grades. Victor David Brenner's design on the obverse side stands out for its elegance and detail, especially in early strikes of the 1932 penny. You'll notice Lincoln's profile is sharp, with defined hairlines and a well-engraved body. Tiny details that can help identify high-quality specimens. The word Liberty appears on the left of Lincoln's bust, reminding Americans of their enduring freedoms even in hard times. On the right side, the date 1932 stands tall, clear, and well-spaced in well-struck examples. Below Lincoln's profile is the small but controversial VDB signature, which had been removed in 1909 and later re-added in 1918. However, 1932 coins carried the initials on the reverse at the bottom center. The reverse is just as significant. The wheat ears rise gracefully from either side of the words 1 cent, perfectly balancing strength and style. Above the denomination, we see United States of America, and just above that, the national motto E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many, one. As mentioned earlier, the Philadelphia Mint was the sole producer of the 1932 penny, which means there's no mint mark on the coin. This makes identification easier, but don't let that fool you. The scarcity lies in the quantity and condition of surviving pieces. Most of the coins were heavily circulated. After all, 1 cent was still a useful amount of money in 1932. A single penny could buy a newspaper, a stick of gum, or even a cup of coffee during the Depression. Because of this regular usage, many 1932 pennies became worn down quickly, reducing the number of well-preserved examples. That's why collectors are always on the lookout for uncirculated or high-grade 1932 Liberty Wheat pennies. Grading is crucial when it comes to determining the value of a 1932 penny. Coins in good condition might fetch just a few dollars, but as the grade improves, so does the value. A fine or very fine example could be worth $10, $25. An extremely fine coin may reach $40, $60. But here's where it gets exciting. In mint state MS condition, especially MS 65 or higher, the 1932 penny can command $300 to $1,000. A perfect MS 67 red specimen has been auctioned for over $2,000 due to its pristine surfaces and vibrant copper luster. So, if you happen to find one of these in your collection, it could be worth a lot more than face value. Like many coins from this era, the 1932 wheat penny can feature a variety of minting errors. These include off-center strikes, die cracks, and double dies, each increasing the value dramatically. A 1932 penny with a visible doubling on the date or letters can fetch hundreds. Even in lower grades, a coin with a broad strike error or clipped planchet could also excite collectors. So always inspect your coins carefully with a magnifier. A small error could mean a big payday. If you're collecting wheat pennies, the 1932 edition is a must-have for completing a full set. It's a relatively affordable key date, especially when compared to ultra-rare coins, like the 1909s, VDB or 1914-D. Be cautious of counterfeits, especially those claiming to be error coins or high Grades. Always buy from reputable dealers or get professional grading from companies like PCGS or NGC. And remember, coin collecting is as much about history and storytelling as it is about value. This 1932 penny carries a lot of both. The 1932 Liberty Wheat penny isn't just another old coin, it's a piece of the American experience during the Great Depression. It reminds us of the resilience of everyday people who clung to hope and freedom during the toughest of times. With its classic Lincoln portrait and symbolic wheat reverse, it connects generations of Americans through simple copper and zig for numismatists. It's a beloved piece that blends scarcity, beauty, and history all in one. And for historians, it marks a year where every penny truly counted, literally and figuratively. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, keep your eyes open for the 1932 Liberty Wheat penny. It's a shining example of how even the smallest coin can carry a huge story, and who knows? Absolutely. Here are 20 additional long-form paragraphs, expanding on the historical context and deeper significance of the 1932 Liberty Wheat penny, bringing the total script to 70 paragraphs. These focus on broader historical connections, collector evolution, and legacy impact. The early 1930s were a turbulent time in the United States, with the Great Depression in full swing. Every coin minted carried added importance for the millions trying to survive. -1 by day. In 1932, President Herbert Hoover was in office, grappling with the effects of the economic collapse following the 1929 stock market crash. His policies were heavily criticized, and public confidence in the government was at an all-time low. The 1932 penny emerged as one of the few constants in a time of national instability. It was a symbol of reliability in a crumbling economy, often passed from hand to purchase essentials like bread, milk, and coal. For children during this era, finding a single penny could mean access to a piece of candy or a small toy. The emotional value of the coin far exceeded its monetary worth. This was also a time when banks often closed without warning, taking people's savings with them. In this context, physical currency, including the 1932 penny, became even more cherished. The Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for over 2 decades by 1932, but this year solidified its role as an emblem of American perseverance and modesty. While silver and gold coins were being hoarded or removed from circulation due to fears of economic collapse, copper coins like the 1932 penny remained in widespread use. This stability helped cement the wheat penny's place in the hearts of Americans, as well as its foundational role in numismatics. Interestingly, the year 1932 is more famously associated with the Washington Quarter's debut, which was introduced to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. With all attention on the new quarter, the penny quietly continued its duty, becoming a quiet witness to one of the most challenging times in American history. Over time, collectors began to look back at this era with a nostalgic lens, realizing that coins like the 1932 penny were more than currency. They were cultural artifacts. Collecting these coins became a way of preserving family stories, economic history, and even childhood memories from the Depression era. In many cases, collectors who lived through the Depression would recount tales of saving pennies in jars, hiding them in socks, or using them to support family businesses. These coins became heirlooms, passed down across generations not just for their monetary value, but for the emotional significance they carried. In recent decades, interest in early 20th century coins has surged. The 1932 wheat penny, while not as famously rare as some others, has seen a rise in collector demand. As fewer high-grade examples remain in existence, their value continues to climb. Thank you for watching To the Coins World.